Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Rises. Come on, Rises. Welcome to the Rise and Rise Academy, baby. Hey, how y'all liking that, man? Welcome. Rise and Rise Academy. Yiddy. It's your boy Cobe Rise and Rise. And we back at it again. You dig? Hey man, how y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? You know, I gotta share it out to the world, to the community. Yeah. Let me see what everybody's talking about. All right. Let's get it cracking. So y'all see the title. Does food tell the truth about your life? Yeah. All right. So, man, I just want to give a shout out to the Risers, man, for real. I appreciate everybody for rocking with us. This your boy Cobe Rise and Rise. You feel me? We got Showtime coming in real soon, so we're going to wait on him. You dig? So, just want to give just to open a little bit about what I've been doing. You dig? So, today was good. Excuse me. I went to work. I slept great. You feel me? I had a pretty busy day today. Had to get a lot organized. I went to the grocery store, picked up some groceries. You dig? So I want to kind of give y'all like a meal tip for the risers. You dig? So as most of y'all know, your boy is mostly plant-based, and what that means is you have at least 80% of your plate is dedicated to a plant-based source. You dig? So that's mostly alkaline grains, alkaline veggies, whole foods, whole fruits, whole veggies, whole grains. You dig? And then the small 20% is everything else. That's your meats, you know what I'm saying, or any other additive that you want to add to your plate. But again, that is the smallest portion of your plate. You feel me? So one tip that I wanted to give y'all was for my risers on the plant-based diet that's on this weight gain. You dig? The weight gain diet, or the food that I would like to present, is going to be chickpeas. You can roast your chickpeas, right? So one popular way that you can do your chickpeas is what's good with your boy? What's going on? Salute to my boy. Hey man, make sure y'all go follow Jabbar. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, this man is grinding. This man is David Goggins 2.0. You dig what I'm saying? Hey man, we're gonna get to it, man. But for real, just take your chickpeas. If you have an air fryer, make sure you rinse your chickpeas out, clean them, rinse them with water, throw them in the air fryer, oil them up a little bit with olive oil, put your seasoning on it, whatever seasoning you like. Me specifically, what I like to do is smoked paprika, garlic, salt, pepper, just stir it up real quick, get it nice and marinated, and make sure that all the seasons are nice and evenly distributed on that plate. You dig what I'm saying? So throw it in the air fryer, cook it for a good, 15 minutes solid. The temperature, you can go, 370 at the highest. I wouldn't go any higher than that. You dig? You're gonna see a little bit of dryness in the chickpeas. So to make it a lot easier, try to do about 350, between 350 to 370. That's the temperature I like to do, between 15 minutes. Some air fryers a little bit different, so some may quick cook it than others. So frequently check that out. But yes, that's a good meal that you can take to get your good grams of protein. You can combine that also with your wild rice. You dig what I'm saying? You can put that in a rice cooker. You cook that for a good solid 30 minutes. You dig? Let it season up a little bit. And that's what I like to do specifically. Like to, coat it with water. 2 parts water to 1 cup wild rice. That's your protein meal, protein packed meal. And, you get at least 30 grams of protein out of that. You dig? So you feel me? You got a plant-based meal dedicated straight from your boy. You dig what I'm saying? To start off. You dig? And to be honest with you, that's a really good segue into the topic. Does food tell the truth? Are we lying to ourselves? You feel me? Are we lying to ourselves as a community, as a community when it comes to our food? You know, I like to say that the food tells the truth about what we're doing. You dig what I'm saying? Our food tells the truth about what we're doing. So I like to kind of open it up too with a good analogy. You know, before I start, man, salute my brother Showtime for joining. You did. Welcome, my brother. You know, we actually just kicking in, so you actually joined at the perfect time. You did. Yes, sir. So yeah, we're just pretty much opening it up to really lying to ourselves. You did, and so and I definitely want your take. And I'll start it up with the open. Um, to me, I think the food tells the truth. We can tell ourselves, "Oh, we healthy," but what does our lifestyle tell us?
Yeah.
You dig? What are the outcomes that we have behind what we do? We can say we're healthy, but are you waking up, with some type of, ailments or something like that? Do you have to take medicine due to a lack of bad diet? So that's what's going to tell us the truth a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it's every time, but think about the saying, "Food is medicine." Food is medicine, and I think that saying goes without saying. It's for a reason. So if food is medicine, then that should mean that food can initially give us something that's going to benefit us short term or long term or both. And so if the food tells the truth, then the food also lets us know where we are on the health scale. You dig what I'm saying? There's been multiple case studies done where if you eat something with a lack of nutrients or something that's going to, maybe aid in a high insulin diet, you typically result in a high insulin outcome like diabetes, high blood sugar, things like that, versus something that's a little bit low. So something that's more of a, you know, like a rye diet, a whole wheat type of diet, things that are more on the less acidic scale, you're going to have an outcome a little bit different. So if you have, you know, gosh, I don't know. Let's just say you have like diabetes or something, and everybody's different. So I don't want to say that this is the absolute. This is just an example of something that you can do. Most of the time, if they tell you that you have high blood sugar, they tell you to change your diet. So that means you're probably eating too much of fat, too much of processed foods or fried foods, things like that. Something with high salt, high sodium, high sugar, and that tends to result in something like that when it comes to your blood, because, like I said, food tells the truth about ourselves. So we can go off of our lifestyle, we can go off our outcomes and situations a lot of times, not every time, but most of the time when it comes to health.
Yeah.
So there's been studies done where someone was given one diet and they resulted in an outcome of this group received a higher level of blood sugar. So let me just kind of give some context about what I mean. So I actually looked this up. You dig? Where is it at? Here it is. So this case study is actually found on takingcharge.ch.unm.org. Edu. And it talks about a study show where participants they consumed a diet of a whole rye, which is a low insulin response diet, and they've experienced change in their genetic expression. Pretty much, it reduced the risk of diabetes, is what it is. So the participants that consumed a high potato diet, which is a high insulin diet response, that experienced the opposite change, which was their genome experienced an increased risk of diabetes just on the food that they ate, just on the food alone. This wasn't exercise included, this wasn't anything else but just the diet. And it gave two different results based on the food. So just you can look at these different studies that's been done to pretty much show that food is our medicine. You dig? And so they can tell me all day about how healthy they are, but then when I ask about their lifestyle, I see something different. I can say, okay, well, I can tell you probably eat a lot of fried foods. I'm like, oh man, how'd you know? Well, based on your lifestyle and what you kind of been sharing with me, these are some of the things that I've witnessed, or this is some of the things I've experienced, and gives you different results based on what you eat. You dig? So honestly, I think the food tells the truth. And I think that some people will lie to themselves if they say that they're healthy, but their lifestyle shows opposite. And I think we need to be more transparent and we need to be more honest about our lifestyle and how we're living it and what we call into our lives. Because we all want to thrive. We all want to live prosperous. You dig? We all want to live the best lives that we can. And to a degree, I don't think you can unless your health is, I'm not gonna say tip top like a top triathlon athlete, you know what I'm saying? But we have to make sure that we are digesting or ingesting a high quality type of food. You dig? And that's my take on it. So yeah, what do you think about that, Show?
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it, man. I love that perspective. I love that caption. I never really kind of looked at it like that, but when you sent it, I was like, oh shoot, man, he's right. And I'll share this. I'll share how accurate you are with the little experience that I had as a young man. My dad was always pretty. He raised. We started with just me and my brothers. It was 3 boys. So he was super honest with us. I don't think he was meant to be offensive, but one day he told me, man, he looked at my face and he was like, man, you got to cut it out with all the sodas. I never forgot that. But the crazy thing was, yeah, you feel me? But the crazy thing was I had been consuming so many sodas and a reaction of what I ate, you feel me? Regardless of what I said, it was showing in my skin.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's definitely it's what you said is super accurate. And what I always tell like a lot of my friends and my clients is not even trying to be offensive, when they tell me, hey man, yeah, man, I did this or I cut that out, I already did this, I'm like, I really, we just say trust the process. I feel like if you're, if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, if you're eating those foods, along with that program, that physical exercise program, you'll see the results.
That's right.
So I know people always, we have this tendency of, we'll highlight the things that we're doing right, the easy things that it is to give up. We'll highlight those. I know we have a tendency, and I'm brutally honest, like my dad was. Okay, so you gave up that, but what is it that, what part of it is keeping you from your goals? Because like you said, man, anything, whether it be the diabetes, the high blood pressure, you're telling me you're giving up the pork, but what are you doing? What other contributing factors are you giving? I mean, what other contributing factors are you doing? Because
I think you froze up, Show. Oh, I think you back. You back now. Oh,
okay.
Yep. It might be a delay. Yeah, you good. If you want to finish your thought, I think you kind of cut out a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying how much I just love that caption. The food telling the truth. Followed up by food is medicine.
That's real.
I said for me, that's it. I'm always honest, man. We have to just be honest with ourselves when it comes to. Because like you said, it's going to show if you're eating what you said you should be eating, what you feel inside you should be eating. If you're doing it right, the results will show.
Man, and that goes into kind of how we got started with the plant-based thing. And I know we tell the story often, man, but it's so valid. Like when I switched to a mostly plant-based diet, and I went specifically more on the alkaline side about what I've experienced when I just shifted it. You know what I'm saying? The food literally told me the truth. So I'm gonna tell you, if food can tell the truth, food can also lie to us too. So the food I was eating was lying to me. And I'm gonna tell you how I knew. So when I switched into a plant-based diet, it made me detox from the food that I would normally eat, like them little cheese crackers, you know what I'm saying? Like just this high acidic food, a lot of stuff that has soy in it. dairy in it, this high acid food, a lot of the fried foods and stuff like that. It made me take out everything. The sodas, the juices, I wasn't drinking nothing but straight water, but not just any water. I got to the point where I started to even look at the type of water I was drinking. So I didn't drink any other water but um, like spring water and the water from an aquifer. So for my folks that grew up in the country, we already knew what well water, right? So where I grew up at, we had well water, but the well water was connected to an aquifer. And for ones that don't know what aquifer is, it's a well that is at the bottom, like underground, and it's a tube that it gets sucked up, and then that's what filters your house, right? So you can drink water. So long story short, where I lived at, the aquifer had to be filtered. So if you know what a filtration system is, it cleans your water. So the earth has a natural filtration system for those who don't know. And so depending on where you stay at, that's what's going to affect the water in your area. So for example, where I lived at, right, we were close to this town called Granite Quarry. And so Granite Quarry, it was known for its quarry rocks. You dig? And so these are rocks that were pretty much sedimentized up under the earth. So when there was water filtrated, there was water that was filtered through granite rock, which turned the molecular structure of the water slightly alkaline. You dig what I'm saying? And so there was also there was a place in Winston that was similar. They had a well water, was an aquifer that was filtered through their own rock system that they had up in Winston. And so they had their water tested, and their water was tested with a pH scale, right? So it gave different metrics for what type of water it is, what type of minerals that came with the water, and the pH balance of the water. So the pH balance of that water naturally was a 7.4. Anything above a 7 is alkaline, anything below a 7 is acidic, and anything right at 7 is neutral, which we all know is water. Water is a 7 complete, right? But depending on the molecular structure of where the water is sourced, that will tell if it's acidic or if it's more alkaline. So most of the tap water you're going to see on the more of it be neutral to maybe a little less than neutral because it's more acidic. You dig? Because of what it has in it. That's why a lot of the stuff that has these metals, these toxins in the water, that's where it's sourcing it through. You dig? So long story short, I was drinking that water. It was a 7.4. So I was drinking that over time, and I just decided to drink a Dasani water one day. And the Dasani water tasted like it had bleach in it. It was weird because it was a fresh bottle. Like it was never tampered with. So I'm like, hold on. Maybe I had a bad batch of water, because I was thinking maybe the water was just, was fresh out. Maybe it was just hot and it got refrigerated and it probably changed the taste. I don't know. So I grabbed 2 more bottles, that one from the back that was super cold and one that was like in the middle, because I wanted to give it some type of, reassurance that said maybe that was just a bad one bottle. Both of those waters, no matter how cold it was, it didn't matter. It tasted the same. It tasted like it had bleach in it. And then, again, shout out to the Dasani. And I'm not saying that whatever bad about the company. I'm just telling you the experience. It tasted like it had chemical in it. And it messed me up a little bit because I've had it before and it didn't taste like that. So why does it taste like this now? And the only thing I can come up with was the fact that I was drinking clean water and it was making my body clean. It was detoxing my body. And so I tested it out with not only just the water, I tested it out with food. So then after going plant-based, mostly alkaline for like maybe a year or two, I ate some eggs, right? Just to taste it. And I could feel like my throat getting a little itchy. It was weird. It wasn't like an allergic, like, itch. It was just like something was there. You dig? And so, I was like, well, maybe it can't be the eggs. Maybe it was just something else. So I ate a piece of chicken as well. I got the same exact thing. It was like that tingling feeling. But here's what's crazy. The next day that happened, I got mucus in my body for the first time in a couple years, the day after I had already eaten the chicken and the eggs. And I haven't felt that in years. So the fact that I've been living mucus free for like those 2 years when I went mostly alkaline, and then when I eat just those 2 things, I had mucus, like, you can cough it and that phlegm comes up. That's what happened the very next day. So I'm like, yo, hey, come on, man. Like, it's got to be something. So I think we eat this food so much that I think it numbs us to the point where we don't know what it's doing to our bodies until something bad happens. And I think this is where we get caught in the danger zone, because now we're unhealthy and we don't even know it.
I like it. I come to mind, like, basically I was gonna say conditioning. We condition the body. You feel me? And we kind of and we make it feel good in our hearts. I wanted to mention too with your water thing, man. I feel like that too. I've been in that predicament where Dasani just it don't hit for me, and then I think I seen something to kind of see some of the history on where they source their water from, so it may be a difference in taste. I was gonna say even that is us conditioning, you know, and not even necessarily conditioning, but I feel like you tasting that good natural source, you know, having access to it. You feel me? What
amazing.
Go back to German episode, what God put here for us, you know, like what we should be consuming, you know. And then when you taste something that they bottled and sourced and tried to put a label on, you feel me? I feel like it tastes different to your palate, you know. So I definitely agree. And like you said, man, it's nothing against Dasani. Some people like Dasani, you know. Maybe, like I said, I think it's a conditioned taste, you know. I think for folks like us, people like us who've had access to some good natural source of water, and man, we still got to get up and go to that one in Concord, man. Get some water bottles, get some jugs for folks, man. We take a trip out there, get them find that well, man. You got me, you know. I miss some of that good water.
Ready, bro?
Yeah, but I also wanted to mention too, to that same point, man. I think we talk about things you can see physically. We mentioned, but your nutrition doesn't lie internally too. I know you were speaking about some things, man. For me, when I'm sticking to that primarily plant-based, you know, I feel like I feel more energetic. You know, I'm not as tired at nights. I know when I dip and dabble to you know, other things, it kind of, you can feel it in your nutrition. Like you said, your food doesn't lie. You know, I noticed that difference. You know,
that's a fact, man. Yeah, nah, it's real, man. It's internal, it's external. You dig what I'm saying? And it you know, and since we got locks, man, I'm gonna go ahead and say that too, man. When I changed my diet, man, my locks started growing like wildfire. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know, you start to see different things. Like, and I'll take it back to football. Like, you know, if you running outside, you know, you've been eating clean all week, you know, you've been doing these type of workouts, you know, and then 2 days, let's say you just been eating whatever. You come back Monday, you ain't running as fast as you were last week. You know what I'm saying? So coach looking at me like, man, what'd you do this weekend, man? Did you eat something? You know what I'm saying? Because something's changing. Like, you're not keeping up with everybody like you should be. You know, and he was right. You know, I wasn't eating like that. You know, I was eating whatever I wanted to eat on the weekends, because most people do that. You know, I hear it all the time. Most people diet mess up when they get on the weekend, they go out to eat, they start eating these wings and these French fries and ranch dressing, blue cheese, drinking martinis, you know what I'm saying? And they've been eating clean all week. You dig what I'm saying? And they come back Monday, like, dang, man, I'm just, you know, struggling. Yeah. You know, and it's that food, man. You feel me? If you keep that food consistent and you just keep growing with it, you dig what I'm saying? That, you know, it makes your workouts a lot easier. So a lot of people that, you know, say these workouts are so hard, well, a lot of it comes from, you know, bad diet. A lot of it comes from bad diet. You know, you clean your eating up, you know, workouts won't be as bad. You won't be as sore. You drink more water, that's more of a filtration system. So when you have more energy the next day, or you can be like your boy Cobe Rise and continue to take the plant-based iron to give you that natural energy, to give you that spark. You did, because that's what iron does to the body. It flows your blood through your body, so it makes you warm, it makes you more vibrant, makes you more alive. So when they say when you cold, you don't want to move because your blood ain't moving like that. So you get real, you know, you're not really want to move like that. You're kind of tired. You're not really as sharp. But you know what I'm saying? When you got that blood flowing, you know, you feel more alive, you feel more energetic, feel like you can breathe, because your blood is flowing through your body at a more fluid rate. So that way you can push more nutrients to your body. You dig what I'm saying? And think about a lot of these people that have to have their feet or whatever amputated. They don't have a lot of blood flowing through their feet. You know what I'm saying? So if you have blood evenly flowing through your entire body, that's where that iron helps and pushes it through. So you're more alert, you're more active, and it pushes all the nutrients that you need to all bit of your organs. So you can wake up and do more things. So if you decide to work out, I'm not gonna say you won't be sore, but you won't be as sore. You dig what I'm saying? So I agree with you 100%, man. Shout out to my boy Ross Stott. We are what we eat, family. That's 100%, baby. 100%. We are what we eat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I love how you mentioned the locks too, man, because as I age, my dad told me to age gracefully, man, and like certain concerns, I think other brothers have, I don't think we really have. I think I want to add hair, nails, and just little small things that we underestimate that our food may contribute to. And I was gonna say, boy, you had me cooking. I'm about to cook on one. Let me see if I can get the thought. So I feel like some of the foods that we eat contributes to some of that stress that generally you see the hairlines, they start to recede, you start to lose hair, you start to, do different things to your nails and things. So I feel like that food is a major contributor. I think a primarily plant-based diet, or maybe, like I said, primarily plant-based, just trying to incorporate some of those good foods, those good natural whole foods will help you, aid you in the mood. I've eaten some fast food. You know how it is, man. Preparing for these shows and trying to pick up some of this weight. You have to kind of get lax. Well, I know, we do. We always said we primarily plant based. We never, said we were anything other than. But I notice how when I dip and dabble, how my moods and my energy, so even that, I feel like, man, I love how you mentioned that, because that definitely is, that food contributes to your stress levels. It contributes to your mood. All of it is it's a process. It's a process, and I feel like we definitely can start with what we're eating. Being mindful of what we're eating, and definitely leading up into this 30-day challenge. It's going to be good. I always say, man, try to go ahead and build that confidence, build that discipline before we even launch this challenge. Just to go ahead and start thinking of some foods that you want to eliminate, thinking of some foods that may be good foods. And I'll definitely mention a few. I'll think about some. But yeah, so leading up to it, I always say going hand in hand when you have a goal, you got 30 days, you're going consistent, you're trying to eat 30 days. Like I said, being mindful that it affects your mood. It's going to affect your stress levels. I think you'll be more energetic if you're mindful to some things, Cobe. And while I go, man, I want you to go ahead and think of some foods, and then I'll go after you so I can think of some. But just some foods, man, that'll help us build energy and keep us energetic. And we'll try to stay away from some of those foods. Like I already mentioned, some of the fast foods, man, I could tell you from experience, I think sometimes they're good, they're convenient, but it'll slow you down, depending on what you're eating or what you choose to, sacrifice. It may affect your mood, or, have you feeling a certain type of way. So
you know what? Yeah. And I'm actually go ahead and get one right now to the risers. You dig what I'm saying? Whole grains, alkaline whole grains, these are synthesized for neurotransmitters. These are chemicals that are made inside your body that produce or regulate serotonin, which is for sleep and your mood. You dig what I'm saying? Healthy benefits of whole grains initiate, like Showtime said, your moods. They also remove toxins. It reduces cholesterol. It controls your appetite. You dig what I'm saying? It regulates your blood sugar. You dig? These things aid in digestion. You know what I'm saying? And these are good sources of whole grain, and that's more of the alkaline scale. So these are your wild rices. These are your black rices. These are your quinoas. You dig? These are your oats. This is your amaranth. This is your from my Africans out there, fonio. You dig? Just these whole wheat spelt. These are things that you can eat, and you can make spelt bread. So for those who like bread, introduce yourself to spelt bread. This is now going to improve your digestive system, so you're not falling victim of these insulin levels of white bread and bleached, flours and all this other, bad stuff that we know regulates our mood, because it can make you more moody. You dig? That is where you start to make a shift from the foods that is going to aid you in your mood. Like Showtime was saying, you want to synthesize your neurotransmitters, and this is going to come from a healthy alkaline-based grain diet. You dig? And those are some of the recommendations that I've given, which I did at the beginning of the show. I said that a meal that you can eat, you know what I'm saying? And you can eat this for breakfast, lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. Roast your chickpeas, you dig, in some olive oil, season them up real nice and good, and then have your wild rice, 2-part water to 1 part wild rice. You dig what I'm saying? That's right. Take your notes. You feel me? So that's something that you can eat not only to regulate your mood, but you can also remove the toxins as you do that, reduce your cholesterol, control your appetite, which will now synthesize your mood for better sleep, better performance in the gym, and to regulate your blood sugar. So when you go to the doctor, you dig what I'm saying, they can give you that stamp of approval saying, man, you healthy. You feel me? And that's just on the grain side. We ain't even got into the vegetables and the fruits, you dig? You know, and I know Showtime know all about that as well. You feel me? So these are some things that you can now incorporate into your diet so you can start to see the change. So the food can tell the truth about yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my boy D, man. You know, food absolutely influences mental health. Talk to him, because it definitely does in a real way.
Facts. I was gonna say too, man, some fruit. I want to shout out my boy Wolf doing something, man, interesting.
Shout
And
out to Wolf, man.
I just say, yeah, man, shout out to Wolf and the Wolf Gang, Iron Nation.
Let's
But
go.
he been bringing fruit to the gym. It's new. I never seen it, man. But I realized, man, you know, he had a bag of grapes. So I grabbed a couple, but just that is, I think it's a energetic food. It's a mood boosting food. And if you know me, I've been grinding a lot. So I'll get off a third shift, hit the gym, you know, and I feel like just incorporating some of those foods, bananas I like, you know, just those energetic, I think oranges. You remember too, carbs are going to be, you know, that source of energy, you know, good source of energy, a good clean source of energy. So if you can get you some good carbs, some good fruits. I know a lot of people feel certain ways about sugars, but I feel like they would definitely give you some energy, especially around working out, you know, while getting into this 30-day challenge.
Natural sugars.
So, absolutely.
We used to call them God candy.
Come on.
We used to call them God's candy. And just to speak about those grapes, bro, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. It's a good thing to eat before bed. It's a good thing to eat, you know, before you go work out. Grapes contain something called, and I could be saying it wrong, but it's called resveratrol. And so what that is an antioxidant that's proven to boost your mood, and that's something that grapes hold. You dig what I'm saying? So it's one of them low key tricks that you take to the gym with you. You feel me? So you can get right. You dig, and be the best of your abilities and performing at a high level.
Yeah, that's big facts, man. I realize, you know, just these small tweaks, how, you know, I've been more energetic, mood's been high, been able to be productive at an all-time level, and life has just been really good, you know. So this 30-day challenge, leading up into this challenge, I highly recommend. Let's go ahead and start listing down some foods. Like, shout out to that person that said, well, let's go ahead and take some notes, drop that pencil. I'm so serious. I challenge you. Give us whatever your facts, whatever your goals are to the risers, man. Go ahead and trust us on this. I want you to eliminate, go back through all the videos that we've talked about, defining your why, eliminate some of those distractions, and lock in. You know, we've been leading up, working on this 30-day challenge. I want to see some results. You know, we've been talking, we've been leading up into this new year.
Come on.
You know, I'm going crazy, feeling good.
Yes,
Hit new PRs. I know you're doing good things, man. So we just want to invite you into some of this, you know, sharing these tips. I definitely highly recommend. I say in or around, however you choose when you're working out, it's good for fruits. I hear all the time, and what can I eat? I don't want to put a lot on my stomach before a workout. What's a good pre-workout? You know, some people maybe try it. And if it doesn't work, you know, maybe switch it up, do it after post-workout. For me, I feel like I could do a pre-workout banana or a post-workout banana, but for me, or some fruits, you know, bananas just one I think of as quick, grab it, pop. But
I think Germ in that sugar episode, he talked about watermelon. You know, he did watermelon before he went to go work out. I'm like, yo, you giving some gems right there, man. I ain't even think about watermelon, but you know, that's another good one you did that you can take. You know, and some other things that produce, you know, a great mood is something that's really good for your brain and heart. Really, is magnesium. You dig what I'm saying? You can get that from your dark greens, you know, like your collards. You can get that from pumpkin seeds. You know, you can get that from avocados, whole grains, things like that. The Swiss chard. A lot of people they see Swiss chard. They got that at Food Line. If you in the North Carolina southern region area, they have that there, and I'm sure they have it at other grocery stores too. But these things also help your metabolic functions to help balance your serotonin, which affects your mood as well. You dig? So make sure you tap in and have a nice, well balanced diet, so that way you can receive the most benefit when it comes to regulating your mood and to feeling good, sleeping better, and just all around a more healthy way of living. We don't really understand how unhealthy we are until we divest from what we normally eat and then reinvest the things that we don't normally eat, that actually benefit us in our journey. And of course, we know it's not like tradition, not tradition. Let me not say that. It's not modern medicine where you take the pill and you just, instantly feel it. No, this is the way God works. God works in seasonals. You have to be healthy in a timed, consistent fashion. Think about the seasonal changes. Winter comes in certain seasons. It takes a long time for winter to get here. Just like it takes a long time for the spring to get here. You dig? We need the winter to get rid of all the leaves and stuff to now transition into the springtime where you start to see a lot of rain and bring these flowers and stuff come by. You dig? And then when we get into the summer, because it gets real hot. So there's different foods for different seasons. So that's the way that the nature works. So as godly people as we are, we need to heal ourselves with nature. So it's going to take us time. So divest yourselves from the things that we normally eat and then invest ourselves into some of these mood booster type of foods for an extended period of time consistently with workouts, and you'll see that change. I think most people that saw that or did consistent work like that, most of them will see and have seen change for the most part if you kept it consistent.
Yeah. And I'll close with this, man. We have to release some of the dependency when it comes to our health on other entities. And let me break that down a little bit. So I get it. A doctor has their role, and not to go too deep into anything personal, but my wife and I had a situation where my wife was seeing a doctor for something, and it kind of feel like hindsight. It feels like the doctor did her best, but she never really knew what she was doing coming into the situation in the first place. And what we're realizing is we could have been, well, we are going to try to be successful at what we thought the doctor could heal, starting with a primarily plant-based, with some of the things we're consuming, so, and I realized that we're just figuring it out. I get it. My mom loves the doctors, go and see the doctors, she'll listen to my health tips, but, and I respect it. I respect that these people have degrees. They go to school for a long time to study, the human body, and different things and different diseases and different medicines and how they correlate to the body, and I respect it all day long. But I feel like, man, it's time for us to still take a little bit of accountability, especially when it comes to that physical activity and what we're eating. I think a lot of times we feel like, oh, okay, man, well, shoot, I'll just go to the doctor once a year and I'll never touch a gym. I'll never walk. I'll never ride a bike. I'll never do anything physical because I do my physical checkups every year. And, I don't think that's enough. What we've been shown historically through history is, like I said, man, we're figuring things out, bro. Like, and with all due respect, man, there's some things, that cures for cancer and different things that they're still trying to figure out, So I say, yeah, we mentioned this too, starting. Well, I know for a fact I did with the 28 days, just taking that proactive approach, and I believe we did a night on some proactive measure that you can take.
Couple, actually.
Right. So yeah, man. And just take your health into your own hand, man. Do what you can do. I say control what you can control. The Bible tells us we control what we can't control. The rest we leave to God. But some of these decisions that we make at the table, we definitely talk about table discipline. We gave you some food, some good foods. We recommended some foods that we use personally. We told you, we're letting you know how we do it. And that's what I say in closing. That's how I feel, and that's how I conduct my life. I trust him, man, and I just been getting back into everything, making sure I definitely go ask the doc, hey, doc, what's going on? Is everything okay? But I'm still actively working out, I'm still consuming good food. So when I come, it's just confirmation. It's not, well, Mr. Benton, now you got to go. You can only eat this. You got to limit this, and you got to take these for the rest for the next these, and these. I see a lot of people doing offense, but like I said, me being mindful of what I'm eating in my physical activity, I feel like, just celebrated the 35th birthday last Friday, and
Hey, yeah,
I
that's
plan
right, man. It's talking my brother's birthday, dog. Let's go. You feel me? Don't even look a day over. You feel me?
Come on,
Barely
man.
touched 30, man, for real. And so, I mean, like you said, if food tells the truth, man, I mean, we're living testaments, man. Look at this brother. You say 35, man. I don't see 30 on this man. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to a testament of how we live our life. You feel me? And so that's why I'm so passionate about a lot of this. You dig? I'm like, I look up to people like him because he's a living testament of why I do what I do. You feel me? So I think I got a little frozen. Am I frozen?
Yeah, but I hear you.
Coming back? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, for sure. It's what you said is golden. You feel me? Like you want to make sure you get that stamp of approval, man, and just having that check to say, man, am I good to go? You don't want to have to go to the doctor to say, like, man, doctor, give me all these different synthetic pills, just because we don't want to eat the right stuff. We don't want to exercise how we really need to exercise. You know what I'm saying? I think this is old stigma. This is old news. We hear this so much, especially in the Black community, and I put that focus back because, again, I wanted to focus on Black men health, recovery. You dig what I'm saying? And, let's try not to depend on these modern westernized type of medicines all the time. Like when I say let's not depend on it, what I mean by that is do what we say all the time. Be proactive about your life. If we can make a change and if we can help it, we can be proactive to say, well, let's make a change in our diet and let's make a change in our physical activity enough to where we're not taking as much or if not any of the the medicines, man. I know people who in their 60s don't take nothing. All they do is just work out, drink water, and they actually eat the right stuff for real. And they don't take anything at all.
And I just wanted to chime in, man. An aid is an aid. So that's how I feel about a medicine. An aid is aid. If you need an aspirin, take an aspirin. If you need an ibuprofen, take an ibuprofen.
That's the difference. There's a difference.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you shouldn't want, and if this is where you're headed or where you are, I would be mindful of just becoming dependent upon a man-made drug.
That's
when I hear drugs, we look at the street drugs, but I feel like even that, it's kind of like, what are you doing to their mental? What's going on? What are you thinking about? I feel like when I look at a man-made drug, something they cook up in a lab and tell you might work. And if you look at some of those American greeds, like I said, man, we figuring this thing out, doctors included. You see how they're, if this drug sells, then we're going to push it more. So just, being mindful of those things. I don't feel like, regardless of if it's helping you, I get it. I think there's a way, there's another way, there's an alternative way, and we're telling you exactly how it is. A lot of times they have those studies when it comes to, what you eat as it correlates to cancer and different illnesses and how you can limit certain illnesses. There are still certain things that will happen, but you can limit certain things just by what you're eating. So definitely. And I was just.
Oh, go ahead. My fault.
Just to close the thought, I was getting at just being dependent upon it. I think you want to look at it like that, like with medication. If you have to depend on this to live, then I know none of our risers are probably watching that show because that's a whole different type of show that we would have to be speaking about. So I know you want to live because you're tuned in. And we talk about health and wellness. We promote health and wellness. So that's all I'm saying is, just being mindful of some of these things, especially coming into this challenge where you could actually challenge yourself for 30 days and, just switch up some of those things and see if you can probably limit and not become so dependent upon, the drugs.
That's a fact, man. You just dropped all the gems right there, man. I think we can definitely close on that, man. I'm going to get to the comment section real quick, man. He sent you some supplements in the messenger. Okay, bet. Oh yeah, we got some good people from the Risers. They are actually out here giving the game. Moringa, oleifera. I don't think I've heard of moringa, but I haven't heard of the oleifera. I think that might be the plant that it derives from. Aquinaca, and vitamin C plus pill. See, these are supplements, guys, that you can take, man. This for my boy Rasta. You dig? Shout out to Rasta. Always supporting the rises. You dig? Moringa is extremely important for cancer treatment. See, absolutely. There you go. You dig? And it's not like I guess a modern westernized medicine. This is a supplement that you guys can take. You dig? Uh, Food grade H2O. I remember you talked about that on the show. Yep, because you're about cancer. See, and this is a man who beat it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna listen to someone who naturally does it. This is a living testament of somebody who can beat it. And you see, the man got the locks. The man got the long locks. You know what I'm saying? So what we're saying to you, man, is we are living testaments of what we say. You dig? We're living testaments of what we say. So y'all take notes on the stuff that we're giving. Take notes on what's in the comment section from my man Ross Stein. You dig? He done gave y'all some gems that y'all can take as far as supplements to aid you guys on your journey. Because like I said, we all doing this together. Show ain't doing it by itself. I'm not doing it by myself. The Risers, we're really a community, and we want to make sure we giving our game to show our successes through our own lifestyle. You feel me? So just make sure y'all following us, on our IG and our Facebook. You dig? And that's YouTube, Rise and Rise Academy, Facebook, Rise and Rise Academy, IG, King Alajuwan 21. Showtime, you can follow them all platforms, Showtime Training Group. You dig? That's IG, and that's your Facebook, that's your YouTube. You feel me? And just watch our lifestyles, and you'll kind of see the stuff that we do. You'll see the food, you'll see the workouts, you'll see the lifestyle, you'll see how we living. You know what I'm saying? And incorporate these things into your life so that way you can kind of see the change in what we're doing and see what it's doing for us, for our families, for everybody that's around us, and just really for the world, you know what I'm saying? Because if I can reach one or two of y'all, that's good. And then y'all can reach two, and it's like a trickle down effect, you know what I'm saying? So we can all get better together. You dig? Happy belated birthday. You dig? Yeah. Happy birthday to my brother Showtime, man. We appreciate you, big dog. You feel me? You're a living testament, man. We want to make sure you're doing good out here. We giving it good to the people. You feel me?
Thank you.
In a real way, man. Hey, when we faced with an obstacle, what we do, baby?
Rise and rise, baby. Peace.
Peace.